The election's over. We did it. Or did we? I don't know. So what's gonna happen? Where are all the affordable homes? Why haven't home prices dropped and inflation dropped? Everyone was waiting for this to happen, right? Like, where are the affordable homes? Let's go. Where are they? No, you guys, come on. We all know it's never an instant thing. It's never really fast. But there were a lot of people waiting for the election to be over, but to decide, one, if they were gonna stay and live in the United States. At the end of the day, it all comes down to your personal situation. I hate the way the news plays with numbers to make things sound worse than they really are. The biggest one is they always talk about the median home price, right? Actually, what is the median home price? And this is the entire United States. This is why I hate using percentages and medians. $404,500. At $404,000, if you make minimum wage, you can't afford this. The median income is this, and it doesn't match the median home price. No, you can't just use medians to estimate all this stuff because it doesn't work like that. Obviously, I'm here in Arizona. I was visiting my sister in Baltimore, Maryland, and she lived in a cute little town just outside Baltimore. Home price is very different there compared to here. Just like LA, California, or New York City, or Granton, Pennsylvania, there's all kinds of random places, and depending on what the average home prices are, obviously the median is going to be the middle number. So that means that half the homes sold at a higher price and half the homes sold at a lower price. You can't just throw these crazy mediums in there because it just doesn't make sense. What you need to do is look at your own personal situation. I understand times are tight right now. Look, I work in mortgage and real estate, and we all know it's not a great time to be in that business. But guess what? Everyone's situation is different, and if things are tight for you, number one is the economy and inflation, and there is a lot of that factors into it. We also, I feel like, have been kind of lucky for a long time, and sometimes you have to look back and realize, okay, we got to tighten the belt, take a deep look at our spending. Shit's more expensive. You can't control that. So let's look at how you're making money or where the money comes from and really dialing in your budget. But today I want to give you just a few additional things that I would recommend as been doing this over 10 years now, giving mortgage loans. I have seen all kinds of things, everything you can think of when it comes to the type of client that thinks they're ready or doesn't know if they're ready to buy a house. And I will tell you, for the most part, I can help more people than I can't. So there's always an option, even if it's not immediate. So I just want to share a few tips with you here. So the first one, with homes being unaffordable, the number one thing that I hear is it's too expensive because of the monthly payment or the down payment. And so here's a couple of things to get around both of those. Number one, there are so many low down options when it comes to the money you need to put up front for a mortgage. A conventional loan as a first-time home buyer is minimum is 3% down. For FHA, it doesn't matter if it's your first house, second house, whatever, 3.5% minimum. If you're a veteran, 0. You don't need any money down if you're a veteran. If you're looking to buy in a rural location that qualifies for the USDA loan, I don't know why I put that in quotes, that was weird. USDA loan, 0 down. It just has to be in a rural location. So if you want to know if properties qualify for that, you just Google USDA eligibility property map. It'll pull up their main website. You can literally type in any address. It'll tell you if it's eligible or not. If it is, that means you can do 0 down. There's tons of low down options. And even if the low down is too much, like if 3% is too much, 3.5% is too much, guess what? There's down payment assistance as well. You do not have to be a first-time home buyer to take advantage of down payment assistance. There are assistance programs for all kinds of different people. The other one I've heard for down payment assistance is if you make too much money, right? They have income caps. Not all of them. There are some state programs that have income caps, but I have a ton of additional programs that do not have them. I had a guy that was making, like $150K a year, but he had like 9 kids, so that's not very much money. They were living paycheck to paycheck, and he didn't have any money saved up for his down payment. We got him into a down payment assistance program that didn't have an income cap, and he's in a house now. I'm just not a big fan of excuses. If you really want something, there is a way. So if that's you, if you know you want a home and you don't think it's affordable, you need to call me. I can find solutions and I can find options for you, because besides the low down and the down payment assistance, sometimes it might just be maybe a small credit item that you didn't know that was on there, or didn't know how to fix it. Maybe you've been told you don't make enough income because you're self-employed and you don't report enough to taxes. Again, sometimes these are just educational things. They didn't teach us this in school, which is dumb, because I can't even tell you how much of my pre-calculus and algebra and crap that I've never used. It's not parallelogram season. You have to learn about this stuff. So that's why I'm here, so that I can help educate you. Been doing this for 10 years, and I have helped every spectrum of home buyer. I myself bought a house on a minimum wage hourly pay when I was 23 years old. Before I was in the industry. If a guy like me can do it, you can do it. You just need to know the rules. You just have to take a loan application, tell me what your goals are, tell me how much money you're working with. Whatever your budget is, whatever you're paying in rent, that should be your mortgage budget. And maybe you can stretch that more than you think. And if not, that's okay. That's when we sometimes have to have those real talks and get into, I don't like the word settling, but being realistic. When I was a first-time home buyer at 23, obviously I would have loved a house like this, a nice big house that has everything I want. But guess what? I couldn't afford it. So I had to find a property that was way outside where I originally was looking because that was all I could afford. I sacrificed location for a larger home. But you can do the opposite. Sometimes if location's important, you can buy a smaller, maybe not as fancy home. But I'm telling you, you will not regret it. Every single home buyer I've ever helped put into a house, they have either made money or put themselves into a better situation because of the steps and because of what I've shown them. Stop listening to the news telling you that home ownership is unaffordable. It's only unaffordable if you think that it is. You have to know the rules, and if you don't qualify today, that's okay. Let's have the conversation. Let's get the process going so that we can see what steps you would need to take so that we can make it happen for you. If you'd like to schedule some time with me, it's super easy to do. All you got to do is go to my website, fill out the inquiry form, schedule a quick 10 to 15 minute phone call, and you can even ask the questions right there. If you don't want to call and do that, send me a message, put the comments in this video. Whatever you want, whatever questions you might have, I'm always happy to help. So if homeownership is something that you really want to start taking seriously and you want to make it happen, give me a call today and let's do it.